All right, welcome to another edition of the UDDA Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Kirshner, one of the co-founders of UDDA. A lot of people ask me, Michael, what's UDDA? Well, I'm going to tell you, UDDA, in short, is a free-to-play sportsbook and betting platform. It's a really fun. It gamifies the sports betting and wagering experience. When you sign up for UDDA, we're going to give you, at a minimum, 10,000 free UDDA bucks. UDDA bucks are the currency that you bet within the UDDA app. At UDDA, we have a sportsbook. You can bet money lines, spreads, over-unders on all your favorite sports, including NHL Stanley Cup, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, obviously NFL, college football, auto racing, golf, tennis, so much more. It looks and feels very much like a sports book. We take it a step further where it's very social in nature. So if you want to bypass the sports book, you can bet directly against your friends using the lines that are set within the UDDA app. Take it a step further than that. UDDA allows you to create any sort of custom bet you can imagine. So if you want to bet your friend that he can't drink 3 beers in under 10 minutes, go for it. If you want to bet your friend that he can't run a mile in under 10 minutes, do it. UDDA is all about being able to customize bets. And one of the coolest features from my perspective in UDDA are the contests that we offer. UDDA offers all sorts of sports wagering contests, from bankroll contests where you enter and get a bankroll of bucks that you can use to wager in a contest format, to pick'em games, to all sorts of other pools and fun stuff. So check out UDDA, download UDDA wherever you download your mobile apps. We're available on the App Store, the Google Play Store. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. We have a growing community, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So let me introduce our two guests this week, and we'll get right into it. Coming to you live from New York City, New York, is Sammy the Bull Schwabi. Sam is currently works with UDDA. He's our social media producer. If you've seen our social content just kind of blow up within the last few weeks, and more followers, more great content. Sam's been doing a great job, and that's Sam's responsibility, and it's all on Sam. So Sam, welcome.
Much appreciate that. That was a kind welcome. I like New York City, but being from New York, Sammy the Bull doesn't necessarily get the best rep around here. So I prefer either like Sammy Big Bucks or Sam the Source.
Sammy Big Bucks. All right, I just threw the bull out there. You didn't know about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, let's go Sammy Galvano.
All right, and coming to you from Texas, Austin, Texas, Jordan. Should I do Jordan Scarsdale Stein?
I'm sticking with the Texas roots today.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
So Jordan, welcome. Jordan's one of our ambassadors from the University of Texas. The ambassador program is a really cool program. We work with students throughout the country to help spread the word about UDDA, and really to take an ownership stake in what we're doing here at UDDA, and to tell their friends and get people on their campuses involved. So we're thrilled to have Jordan as part of the team. So guys, what an incredible weekend we have in sports coming up, right? I mean, first of all, it's July 4th. July 4th is my favorite holiday of the year. I think July 4th and Thanksgiving are my two favorite holidays because they just celebrate everything that's fun. It celebrates America. Mm-hmm. It's, there's no guilt. There's no gifts. It's just about having fun, eating, drinking, spending time with family and friends. So I love the July 4th holiday. And then later on top of that, this year, we just have such a great lineup of sports, from, all the great Major League Baseball games, the Euro 2020 quarterfinals, NBA Eastern Conference Finals, and the NHL Stanley Cup. I mean, how weird is it that the Stanley Cup is taking place over the July 4th holiday? Jordan, I know you're a big Stanley Cup guy.
I'm thrilled that the Stanley Cup is taking place over the July 4th holiday. Series has been great thus far. Tampa Bay's out to a hot lead, but Montreal looks good. I really like their chances going home. They're not playing in front of as big of a crowd as Tampa Bay does, though, because of the regulations in Canada. So I'm interested to see how that affects them. It hasn't seemed to so far in the entire playoffs, but we'll see how that affects them. And I'm excited to see how the series goes on. I like the Canadians going forward. I've liked them all the way.
I like it's a little ironic that over July 4th that the NHL Stanley Cup will be taking place in Canada, but that's all right. I mean, we're just thrilled to have Stanley Cup hockey over the July 4th holiday.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Sam, I know you're big into European football. We call it soccer on this side of the pond, and the Euro 2020 quarterfinals. We're actually on UDDA running a contest this week where you pick all 4 Euro quarterfinal games, and if you pick all 4 correctly, we're going to give you 50,000 UDDA bucks. It's substantial when you go into our redemption portal, 50,000 UDA bucks, you can actually redeem some prizes. So, Sam, give me your thoughts on the quarterfinals and what we should be looking out for, and maybe who you like.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a great tournament so far. Like, we got 2 matches tomorrow on Friday and 2 on Saturday, the quarterfinals. So you got one side of the bracket to start off. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be Spain versus Switzerland. 2 very good teams. Like the Swiss upset the French, which is very unexpected. I like the Spanish in this match, if you ask me. But at the same time, like whenever you have these two Western European nations go to play, and I think it's in St. Petersburg in Russia. You know, like you can't like look at the record book, you can't look at current form. Like I feel like everything just gets tossed out of the window and it's essentially a pick 'em. But like I like the Spanish, even though they did struggle in their last match. And then after that, I think it's the game of the actual quarterfinals, Belgium against Italy. You have 2 incredibly talented teams, like 2 teams that could very well win this tournament. And I personally like the Belgians. You know, like even though they're the underdog, I think they're around like plus 225 on the 3-way line. I just think Italy gets a little overhyped. I just don't think they've really been challenged so much. And I just think Belgium has a lot of star power and they have a lot of potential to really open the game up. Like I think the over's also a pretty good bet in that game. I think O2 is around -30, but you do 2.5 for like plus 120 or so. So like that's one side. I think it'll be Belgium, Spain in the semis, if you ask me. And then the other side of the bracket is 2 surprise teams being here. The Czech Republic taking on Denmark. Obviously, it's been probably the story of the tournament in the first match with Christian Eriksen going down for the Danish. Like they've really rallied around that and managed to really build up from there. And they're taking on the Czech Republic, who's also very shocking they're here. But if you actually ask me, I think similar to the Spain-Switzerland match, that this match is going to happen in Azerbaijan. So like, again, you can toss out the record book and like whoever just is hot that day is going to win. If you ask me, I think the Czechs really have been bringing it. I think they have a lot of young talent, a lot of star power, and like you'll see like what's his name, that guy Patrick Schick. He's been incredible. He's been one of the true highlights of this tournament. And then just kind of wrapping up the quarterfinals, second match of the day on Saturday is we have Ukraine taking on England, and that's going to be held in Rome, I believe. And yeah, I mean, if you ask me, this is the 3 lines. This is the English tournament to lose, meaning that they play Ukraine, then they play the winner of Czech Republic, Denmark in the semis, and then like if they win that, they have to play the final in Wembley in London. So like the expectations have never been this high for the Brits, and the first time since 1996 where they won a match in the knockout stages of the Euros. So like I think there's a lot of excitement around this team, and I think I personally think they're going to win. I like them to win. My dad used to live in Britain for some time. I have a lot of family there, so like I personally kind of root for them, but I also think they're going to win. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Euros.
That's great. Yeah, England. I mean, Wembley with England playing in the finals would just be bananas. Right?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people they're going to let into the stadium, whether they play or not. But what an atmosphere that will be, regardless. Let's quickly transition NBA. Phoenix NBA Finals. They're going to have quite a layoff. They may not play. I think earliest would be Monday or Tuesday. It would be Tuesday, and latest would be Thursday. So they could go a full 8 days without playing a game, which I think on one hand is great for rest, but you have to worry about some rust. But the big story, obviously, Giannis, as of this recording, they have ruled him out for tonight's game. Very much up in the air for the rest of the series. That's obviously a huge blow for Milwaukee. But guys, Gordon, give me your thoughts on kind of these next 3 games.
So, I mean, looking back, the Hawks looked great in that last game. I mean, like the injuries are just plagued this playoffs. It's been absurd. I hate to see it. Like it's so many good players going down, and it's upsetting. And I would have liked to see all these teams at full strength playing. But like with the way the Hawks are playing, and like even though the stats may say Trae Young's not playing his best basketball, like maybe he's not shooting his finest, like he shows up in big moments, and I really like the Hawks moving forward. I don't think that Milwaukee can get past this, especially with Giannis not at full health.
Sam, your thoughts?
I mean, you can see my Nets shirt that, I mean, I really invested in the Nets organization. Like I'm a big fan, went to a lot of the games, and like after they just lost to Milwaukee, I personally feel defeated. So it's just a little tough for me to like really dive headfirst into this NBA Eastern Conference Finals. But like with that being said, I do kind of like the Hawks. I think I think with Giannis going down, it's essentially their series to win. But it's going to come out to the guys besides Trae, like Lou Williams. I think he put up 21 last game. If he shows up again, if Red Velvet, Kevin Herter shows up, if Colin shows up, I think that's the real key to the series right now.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think the injury, there's a lot of theories as to why that's happening, and it's a little bit of a shame. Again, part of me is very thankful that we're watching NBA playoffs and finals into the month of July.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the plans are to when they're going to restart the season, if they're going to go back to their normal schedule, or if they're going to push it back. But clearly there's something to why all these players seem to be going down and getting hurt as the season goes on. Let's talk quickly about just UDA a little bit, and then we're going to go into the favorite part of the show, the pick six plus the extra point segment. Talk about kind of, Jordan, from your perspective, being on a college campus, just being able to play with friends and create custom bets. And I know you've actually created some contests for some of your fraternity brothers. Talk a little bit about kind of what sorts of games and bets you're making with buddies on UT.
Yeah, so my favorite contests are the bankroll contests. Typically, I do those with a bunch of my friends, and it's just fun to be able to pick against each other and like see the live standings and talk about it. But upcoming, I think that we're trying to run a 4th of July. As everyone knows, Joey Chestnut's trying to defend his title in the hot dog eating contest. So we may be doing something surrounding that.
How many years in a row has Joey? I can't remember. There was that Japanese guy who was amazing for
Kobayashi.
Yeah. And then Joey Chestnut kind of took the reins. I feel like Joey Chestnut's on. I mean, I don't know if it's been a decade, but I feel like that guy's been winning every year.
Yeah.
That's got to be great. That's a great kind of Coney Island, New York, Brooklyn tradition. I remember my great grandmother lived right near Coney Island. My father was born near Coney Island, and maybe once or twice a year we'd always go out to Coney Island, and we'd go to Nathan's, and we'd go to the original Nathan's, and I can distinctly remember my grandmother telling Michael, when I was a little girl, the Frankfurters were a nickel.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, we have, in addition to the custom contest that Jordan's been creating with his buddies, we have a couple of other great contests going on this weekend. We do have the July 4th MLB, where you can pick any 4 MLB games against the spread. If you get them all right, you're going to win 10,000 UDDA bucks. And then we also have a contest that starts today that runs through the 5th, which is you can bet any of the MLB games, NBA playoff games, as well as the NHL Stanley Cup games. I believe that's a 2,500 UDDA buck entry fee. I may have that wrong. Jordan bounced off. We'll see if we can get him back here. But if you enter the bankroll contest, you'll get 50,000 bankroll bucks. And again, you enter in contests, and you can use those 50,000 bankroll bucks just as you would with UDDA buck currency or any currency, and you're just making bets against the spread, the money line, the over/under, and whoever finishes with the most amount of bankroll bucks at the end of the time period wins. So Jordan's back with us. We're glad to have you back, because it's time for the pick six plus extra point segment. No problem, Jordan. So everybody knows how this works by now, but I'll give you the rules. I'm going to ask 6 different questions, and then I'll ask a 7th called the extra point. We're going to go head to head. We're all going to give our picks based on the questions that I ask. Whoever gets the most picks correctly will return on our next podcast to defend his crown. In this case, hopefully one day it'll be his or her crown. And we'll just have some fun with it. So you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. We're going to start with the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. We were just talking about series now tied 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight. 6 is Saturday. Game 7 would be Monday. Giannis is he's out. So on my script, it said not sure if he's going to play, but we found out probably an hour ago or so that he will not be active, not be dressed for tonight's game. Does that mean it's over for Milwaukee? It kind of sounds like you two may think so. I'm not so sure. So here's the first question. Game 5 tonight. So there's game 5, game 6, potentially game 7. The question is, how many more games will the Milwaukee Bucks win against the Atlanta Hawks? Sam, let's start with you.
I'm thinking Hawks in 7. So my answer to this would be 1.
Jordan?
Same answer, Sam. Hawks in 7.
Yeah, this is hard. With Giannis out, Trae Young, I guess, is still questionable. Milwaukee showed last year they can win without Giannis. They did so in Miami. He left the game in the second quarter where they were down. They actually came back and won that game. I believe this kind of comes down to Chris Middleton. In the 2 games Milwaukee's
Yeah.
won, he's shooting 42% from 3. In the 2 games they've lost, Sam, he's 0 for 16, 0%, a donut.
Crazy.
It's really hard. My heart says Milwaukee. I have family in Milwaukee. I've got friends that work for the Bucks, but my head says Atlanta. I have the same answer as you guys. We're all going with 1. I actually think Milwaukee gets tonight's game, which is
Interesting.
I think they lose the next 2. All right. Stanley Cup, July 4th, America's holiday. Stanley Cup taking place in Canada, Montreal, Tampa Bay up 2-0. Here's the question. How many games will America's team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, win in Montreal games 3 and 4? Let's start with Jordan. Scarsdale. Stein. You're going 0.
Donut. Montreal takes them both at home.
So this is going back to Tampa, tied at 2. All right. I like it, Sam.
I'm thinking 1. I'm thinking Tampa takes series in 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like 1. Look, the Tampa is just an incredible road team. They went 21-12, 2-2 on the road this season. They're gonna pick off a game here. So I'm gonna go with 1. All right. We are moving on. Euro 2020 round of 16 was just outstanding. I mean, how about those games? Wow. Those are some incredible games. Round of the quarterfinals, games Friday and Saturday. All games will be on ESPN and or ABC. So it's just going to be a great weekend for soccer here in America. Let's do a couple of Euro questions. The first one's really simple. Who wins? Belgium, Italy? Sam, I think we know your answer. You gave it earlier. Who do you like?
I like the Belgians. They're above like plus 200 on this. I think it's good value.
You're just picking the winner, but you're picking the winner. You're picking the winner with Belgium. All right, Jordan.
Yeah.
I like Italy in this one.
Yeah.
I'm with Jordan.
I like the favorite.
My favorite type of food is Italian food. My
Yep.
favorite food is pizza. I love pasta. I can't get enough of chicken parmesan and veal parmesan and every Italian sausage, peppers, and goodness. My business partner in this thing, Devin Piscatelli, is Italian. We're going with the Italians on this one.
All right.
So let's stay with the Euro. England's favored by a goal, -140. So Vegas expects them to win by multiple goals. So I'm going to set a line here for us. I'm going to set it at England -1.5, which means England would have to win by 2 goals if you pick England. Ukraine could lose by a goal and still win this bet. So let's start with you, Jordan. Do you think England wins by 2 or Ukraine loses by 1 or less?
I like Ukraine plus 1.5. It's just too unpredictable at this point. There've been too many upsets. It's tough to bet on a team to win by 2 at this point.
Sam, what do you think?
I'm thinking it depends on the lineup that England plays because initially versus Germany last game, let's say they started very defensive and then they got like Grealish in there, got Rashford, and they really went forward. So then they won 2-0 and they covered against the Germans. So like I think if they attack on Saturday, then they'll win. But if they want to play defensive like England usually does, then Ukraine will cover. But I like England in this.
You're going to take the England winning by 2. Yeah, I'm with Jordan here again. These games have been so well fought. I don't know a ton about soccer. I'm just kind of playing off what I've seen with my eyes and kind of what's happened throughout this tournament. These games have been so well played. I do know England's the better team. I do know they're favored. They've struggled in situations like this in the past. This is a classic game that England may get caught in this situation, but. I think England wins. I think they only win by 1. I'm going to take 8. All right, let's move to golf. Rocket Mortgage Classic being played at the Detroit Golf Club. Bryson DeChambeau is the defending champion. However, he has not had a top 10 finish in over 2 months. He tied for 9th at the World Golf Classic at Wells Fargo. That was the first weekend in May. Here's the question. Will Bryson finish in the top 10? Yes or no? Let's go to Sam.
So I don't know if you actually just saw it, but I think it came out about like 2-3 hours ago that Bryson's caddy quit on him. So if you ask me, I think the answer is gonna be no. I think like there's a lot of like mental games involved, and I just see him like probably make the cut, but like I don't know if he'll finish top 10.
Jordan, what do you think?
Definitely not with no caddy.
Jordan's a no. I am gonna, it's funny. I'm gonna say yes. I mean, the guy won the tournament last year. Sometimes if you fire a coach or you fire a caddy, I don't know really about a caddy. I saw that news too. It's a little shocking. I'm going to say yes. The guy won the tournament. I feel like he's due. He's been playing all right if he can keep his head on straight. But I'll be the contrarian on this one. I will say he will finish in the top 10. All right. Last question before the extra point. Major League Baseball. We have 3 New Yorkers on this call. So let's focus on the Mets visiting the Yankees in the Bronx. Mets currently in first place while the Yankees are 8.5 games back. They're in fourth place. Count them, 8.5. Hard to believe. Here's the question. How many games will the first place New York Mets win in the Bronx this weekend? 0, 1, 2, or 3? Jordan.
I like him to win 2 this weekend.
Sam?
I think that's a reasonable amount for the Mets.
I'm thinking 1. I think the Yanks bounce back, especially after last night's crazy defeat.
Yeah, well, terrible days for both New York teams yesterday. Yankees gave up 7 in the 9th. Mets got blown out, lost 20-2. Yankees got a break. DeGrom's pitching tonight against Atlanta. Yankees evidently already canceled or postponed their game today, even though evidently it's not even raining in New York. So I'm not sure what that's all about. They're going to try and get the extra day of rest. If I'm Anaheim, I'm really unhappy. I'm going to have to come back to New York and play that game in August. Let's look at the pitching. Taijuan Walker, Jordan Montgomery, you got to give the Mets the advantage there. Saturday, Marcus Stroman, Garrett Cole, both have struggled recently, but Garrett Cole, you got to give the advantage to the Yankees. Sunday, really have no idea who's pitching, but to me, this feels like the Mets year. It feels like this is finally the Mets year. I'm going to go 2 as well. All right, last question. It's our extra point. You got to give me a number. If we tie at all, this question will serve as the tiebreaker. The question is Stanley Cup. How many total goals will be scored in games 3 and 4 in Milwaukee? Sam, let's start with you.
So just total games, total goals scored. I'm thinking
in the 2 games.
I'm thinking 10.
10.
Thinking in Montreal, what's the name? I think Guy Lafleur, number 10. Excuse me. Like I think 10 seems right.
Good, nice. I like that.
Well, he stole my number, so I guess I'm gonna have to change mine. I'm gonna go with 9. I like 9 goals.
All right. So the advantage of going last as the host is I get to block one of you now. I actually think there are going to be 12 goals scored, but I'm going to go 11. So Sam, you got to drop ahead at 10. Jordan gets everything 9 and below. I get everything 11 and above. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Great podcast. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Spread the word about UDDA. Play in some of the contests. They're a lot of fun. You're going to really enjoy it, guys. Have a great holiday weekend. And we'll see you next time.